You hid my son for 15 months. Did you think I would never find out? He was just lying there, so small, with a high fever, and you kept it from me. Now, you better pray he's okay. Because if something happens to him, I swear, this city will burn with you. Have you ever been so desperate you were afraid to ask for help? Have you ever told a colossal lie to protect someone you love? Today's story is about a woman struggling with fear, lies, and an old love. She thought she could handle everything on her own, until her son's life hung in the balance. She was forced to dial the number she swore she'd never contact again, the number of a man she both deeply loved and feared. If you've ever faced a moment of such desperation, please share your story in the comments. Your experience might give someone else strength. Don't forget to like and subscribe, your support means the world. The diaper bag slipped from my shoulder for the third time. I fumbled for my apartment keys, irritated. Archie whined in my arms. His tiny fist was clenched around my shirt, as if it was his only anchor. Maybe it was. The air in the apartment was cold. I'd forgotten to turn on the heat this morning. Another thing I'd failed at. This was life as a single mother. I was drowning. I put Archie in his playpen. He immediately reached for the plastic rings. He was almost 8 months old. Last week, he'd just learned to pull himself up. His hair was a chaotic mess. Those deep eyes. Every time I looked at him, I only saw him. Marcus. It had been 15 months since the divorce. I had fled that home. Fled a suffocating marriage. From the outside, everything looked perfect. Inside, I was slowly dying. My phone rang. Probably Sarah. She was worried about Archie. I ignored it. I went to the kitchen to warm some milk. The microwave hummed. The sound was my only company. I moved to Seaview City, far away from Capital City. I didn't want to see Marcus again. I found a job at a law firm. The salary was barely enough. Rent was due next week. I didn't dare look at my bank balance. There was never enough money. The cost of daycare was too high. Archie started to cry. It was that sharp, piercing cry. He was really not feeling well. I picked him up. His forehead was hot. Too hot. I touched it with my lips, like my mom used to do. Archie had a fever. I tried to comfort him. It's just a fever. Some medicine will fix it. But my heart was pounding. I had just given him medicine 2 hours ago. The thermometer beeped. 39.5 degrees Celsius. My hands were shaking. I held him with one arm. I searched for symptoms with the other hand. Meningitis. Sepsis. A high fever could cause brain damage. I called the pediatrician. Voicemail. Of course, it was a Friday night. Sarah called again. I answered. Amy. Are you okay? Archie has a fever. 39.5. I don't know what to do. My voice cracked. Go to the ER. Now. Don't wait. She was right. But I was scared of the hospital bill. I couldn't afford it. They would ask about his father. What would I say? I'm alone. Sarah was urging me. Amy. Go to the hospital. Okay. I'm going now. I grabbed the diaper bag. Stuffed in some clothes. And his favorite bunny. The elevator was broken again. I ran down the stairs holding him. 4 flights. Archie's cries were getting weaker. That scared me even more. An October night in Seaview City. Bone-chillingly cold. I had just reached my car. A downpour started. I was soaked. I strapped him into his car seat. My fingers were trembling. His eyes were half closed. His body was limp. Archie, hold on. Please. The hospital was 12 minutes away. I made it in 8. I ran 2 red lights. I didn't care. As long as Archie was okay. The lights in the emergency room were blinding. I rushed in. Rain and tears mixed together. I need help. My son has a high fever. The triage nurse took one look at Archie. She immediately called for help. I was surrounded. They asked me questions. My mind went blank. Is the father here? Someone asked. I froze. The lie I had been telling for 15 months. It crumbled in that moment. No, it's just me. They took Archie away. I couldn't go in. A nurse led me to a small room. The doctor will be with you shortly. Please calm down. Calm down. My entire world was only 8 months old. He was burning up. How could I be calm? I collapsed into a chair. My phone rang again. It was Sarah. I had no strength to answer. Time passed slowly. A poster on the wall spoke of hope. I just wanted to rip it down. Hope couldn't pay medical bills. A young doctor came in. Ms. Grant. I'm Dr. Sunday. The baby is stable for now. But we need to run tests. The fever is very high. We suspect an infection. What kind of infection? Meningitis. We need to do a lumbar puncture. I felt unsteady. A spinal tap. It's the only way to confirm. I need your authorization. I also need his father's medical history. Does he have any immune system disorders? Or genetic conditions? Marcus. I thought of him. I knew nothing about his medical history. He never talked about it. I don't know, I admitted. We're not in contact. Can you reach him? It's critical. His blood type could be useful. Genetic factors are also important. My throat tightened. I had hidden him for 15 months. I thought it was for the best. Marcus didn't want kids. I was pregnant. The divorce had just been finalized. I told myself, I can't tell him. But this was about Archie's life. I'll try, I heard myself say. Dr. Sun looked relieved. Please, as soon as possible. Time is critical. I didn't have Marcus's number. I had deleted it. But my lawyer did. It was just after 7. I called her cell. Amy. What's wrong? I need Marcus's number. It's an emergency. She paused. Amy, that's not a good idea. My son is in the hospital. They need his father's medical history. Please. Another silence. Give me 5 minutes. I'll text it to you. Those 5 minutes felt like suffocation. I paced the room. The text arrived. That number I once knew by heart. I stared at it. My fingers started to tremble. Each digit I pressed It was like jumping off a cliff. The phone rang. Once. Twice. 3 times. His voice. Deeper than I remembered. Who is this? I had rehearsed this in my head countless times. I had planned to be strong. To be calm. But the moment I heard his voice, everything shattered. Marcus. It's me. Amy. I have to tell you something. There was dead silence on the line. A dangerous silence. I could hear his breathing. Steady but alert. Amy. He said my name. So strange, yet so familiar. How did you get this number? That's not important. I need your medical history right now. What are you talking about? My voice broke again. Blood type. Genetic diseases. Immune system. Anything relevant. Immediately. Why do you need my medical history? Dr. Sun pushed the door open. His expression was urgent. He pointed to his watch. He mouthed the word, time. Because our son is in the hospital. He has a fever of 39.5. They suspect meningitis. They need genetic information. To do the spinal tap. I yelled it all in one breath. The silence that followed was worse. Absolute stillness. What did you just say? We have a son. His name is Archie. He's 8 months old. He's sick. I need your information. Or they can't treat him. 8 months. His voice was flat. Devoid of emotion. That was scarier than anger. You hid him from me for 8 months. Marcus, I know you're angry. But right now I need. Where are you? Seaview General Hospital. But. Don't move. I'll be there in 3 hours. 3 hours? That's impossible. It's a 4-hour drive. I said 3 hours. Put the doctor on the phone. I shakily handed the phone to Dr. Sunday. This is Dr. Sunday. Yes, sir. We're concerned about bacterial meningitis. We need the medical history. Yes. Blood type AB negative. Immune deficiency. No family history. Okay. We'll be prepared. He hung up. He handed the phone back to me. AB negative. Very rare. Less than 1%. Your son inherited it from his father. Is that what you needed to know so urgently? It will affect his treatment. And blood transfusions. Mr. Moretti was very thorough. He also said he's bringing his own medical team. His own team. Dr. Sun's gaze sharpened. Ms. Grant. Your ex-husband. Who is he, exactly? My mouth opened. How could I explain Marcus? A successful businessman. Technically true. But far from enough. A dangerous man. More accurate. But not something to tell a doctor. He's well connected. Dr. Sun nodded. We'll proceed with the lumbar puncture. The information he provided is very helpful. You can go see Archie for a moment. He led me down the hall. Archie was lying in a hospital bed. So small. Surrounded by machines. His eyes were closed. His breathing was shallow. The fever had flushed his cheeks red. I held his tiny hand. His fingers instinctively gripped mine. I'm sorry, I whispered. I'm so sorry, baby. I shouldn't have hidden him. You're going to be okay. Your daddy is coming. A nurse came in. He's a little fighter. His vitals are holding up despite the fever. We'll take good care of him. Thank you. You should get some rest. When your husband gets here, things might get complicated. Ex-husband, I corrected. She smiled knowingly. Honey, I've been doing this for 23 years. No man flies across the state in 3 hours for an ex-wife's kid. Unless it's his kid. And the way your doctor reacted. It says he's prepared to turn this hospital upside down. I stayed with Archie for 5 minutes. Then they took him for the procedure. I went back to the waiting room. I tried calling Sarah again. Still voicemail. The storm outside was getting worse. Thunder shook the windows. Marcus was coming. The man I had once loved. And then decisively left. The man who never let me touch his real world. The man who made it clear he didn't want children. I had asked him. 6 months into our marriage. Have you ever thought about having kids? He'd said, why? A child is a burden. A target. Anyone like me would never give the world that kind of leverage. I didn't understand then. I only heard the rejection. So when I found out I was pregnant, just a month after the divorce, I chose to hide it. To protect my child. To keep him from becoming the leverage Marcus talked about. Now, I didn't know if I had protected him. Or just delayed the disaster. There was a commotion at the emergency room entrance. I stood up. I knew what I would see. Marcus Moretti walked in. As if he owned the place. He wore a black suit. Impeccable. The rain had slicked back his hair, revealing his sharp jawline. That scar. I used to trace it with my finger. 3 men followed him. Also in suits. Radiating menace. One carried a medical bag. His eyes cut through the crowd. And locked onto me. The world seemed to stop. I saw the rage. Almost erupting. But underneath it was fear. Real and alien fear. He crossed the distance in a few strides. I had forgotten how tall he was. His presence was suffocating. Where is he? They're doing the lumbar puncture. We have to wait. Take me to him. Marcus, they won't allow it. There are rules. I don't care about rules. That's my son. I'm not waiting out here. He's not alone. There are doctors and nurses. He doesn't have his parents. Marcus's voice was low and dangerous. 15 months, Amy. You hid my son for 15 months. You said you didn't want kids. I said kids are dangerous in my world. I didn't say I didn't want one. I said I couldn't have one. Because others would use them against me. He took another step closer. I smelled his cologne. Cedar and danger. And you ran the moment you found out you were pregnant. You proved me right. That's not fair. You never let me into your world. How could I dare? Ms. Grant. Dr. Sun appeared. He looked nervously between us. Mr. Moretti, right. Marcus's anger vanished instantly. Replaced by icy control. Where is my son? The procedure just finished. We have to wait for the results. I'll take you to see him. We followed the doctor in silence. Marcus was beside me. Like a contained storm. We reached Archie's room. Marcus stopped at the door. He froze. I saw what he saw. Our son. Frail. Hooked up to tubes. Archie had Marcus's dark hair. His nose. The shape of his mouth. There was no doubt. Marcus walked slowly over. He stood by the bed. His hands gripped the railing tightly. His knuckles were white. "Hello, Archie," he said softly. His voice was trembling. "I'm your dad. I'm never leaving you again." Archie stayed in the hospital for 3 weeks. Bacterial meningitis. Luckily, it was caught in time. Marcus and his private medical team. They had swept through the hospital like a storm. Archie recovered. Marcus didn't leave. He booked a suite at a hotel near my apartment. He showed up at 7 every morning. With coffee. And an unyielding determination. He wanted custody. Full custody. I would only have visitation. "You hid him for 8 months, Marcus said. We were sitting in my living room. Archie was asleep in his cradle. Oblivious to the war. You made your choice. Now it's my turn. You can't take him away from me. My lawyers don't think so." He produced a folder. A DNA test. Medical records. Proof I hadn't registered a father. Financial statements. Proof he could provide better care. Better care? You're a mob boss. I run several legitimate businesses. Import-export. Real estate. Everything is legal. His voice was steady. But I saw the fire. My private affairs have never been proven in a court of law. Because you buy everyone off. Because I'm careful. He leaned forward. That scent of cedar and danger returned. I am also Archie's father. He has a right to know me. With me, he will have protection and provision. Your world almost killed him. You said it yourself. A child is a target. And you proved me right. How long did you think you could hide him? Before someone else found him. Found you. And then found me. I couldn't argue. I just wanted to keep Archie away from Marcus. I never considered that Marcus's enemies would find him first. I want to be part of his life. My voice was shaking. He's my son. Then come to Capital City. What? Move back. I'll provide security. Medical care. Everything he needs. You can see him every day. Be his mother. Without struggling for money anymore. I looked around my apartment. The second-hand furniture. The unpaid bills. The water stain on the ceiling. He wasn't wrong. I was struggling. I don't want your money. Then work for me. Marcus sat back. I'd seen him negotiate before. My company needs a legal advisor. Compliance, contracts. All legitimate. I'll pay you what you're worth. Much more than you make now. You want me to work for you. I want my son to have both his parents. I don't want you to struggle anymore. And I want you both near me. So I can ensure you're safe. His jaw tensed. My world. It doesn't care about divorce agreements. If someone wants to hurt me through Archie, they'll hurt you first. Separated, you are both vulnerable. Together, under my protection, you are safe. We are not your assets. No. You are the mother of my son. And he is everything I never knew I needed. Until I saw him in that hospital. Marcus's tone shifted. It grew raw. It reminded me of the man I had once loved. I missed 8 months of his life. His birth. His first smile. Amy, don't make me miss any more. Archie woke up. Marcus moved before I did. He expertly picked up his son. He had learned fast these past few weeks. He was a natural father. More patient than he had been as a husband. I'll think about it, I heard myself say. You have 48 hours. Or I will file for emergency custody. On the grounds of you being unable to provide adequate care. That's not fair. Fairness is a luxury. He propped Archie on his shoulder. I'm protecting our son. If you can't see that, that's your problem. He left with Archie, taking him for a walk. To give me a break. It was something he did often lately. I both needed the rest. And hated accepting his charity. Every small kindness. It felt like a chain. Pulling me back to him. I immediately called Sarah. He wants me to move to Capital City. Absolutely not, she reacted fiercely. Amy, you left for a reason. Don't let one emergency ruin 15 months of effort. What if he's right? What if Archie is safer with him? Safer. Marcus is danger. You know what he is. I know he loves Archie. I said it out loud. It was true. I saw it every time. The way he looked at Archie. It couldn't be faked. Sarah sighed. Love doesn't cancel out danger. It just blinds you to it. But I was already seeing beyond the danger. Archie would have the best of everything. No more worrying about rent and food. I admitted to myself. I had another thought. Me and Marcus. Together again. But this time, it would be different. We would be partners. Not strangers wearing wedding rings. I spent 2 days investigating. Not just Marcus's legitimate businesses. But everything. The Dinoya cartel. He had mentioned them. A 2-year-long turf war. The Russian organization he had negotiated with. His world. It was made of family and alliances. Then I found the FBI's tip line. I called from a burner phone I bought with cash. I reported an anomaly I'd seen at the Seaview City docks. Spanish-speaking men. Watching containers. I gave the date and time. 3 days later. Agent Thomas Reed called me. Ms. Grant. This is Agent Reed with the FBI. I understand. You provided information about cartel activity. My blood ran cold. I don't know what you're talking about. The burner phone you used. The cell tower was near your home. We matched the voice print to a recording from your bar association. You're not in trouble. We met at a coffee shop. Far from my home. Reed was younger than I expected. You've been with Marcus Moretti, he said, getting straight to the point. Ex-husband. It's complicated. Because of your son. I didn't confirm or deny. Reed produced a folder. Surveillance photos of Marcus entering my apartment. Holding Archie. The perfect father. We've been watching the Dinoya cartel for 3 years. They're expanding here. Squeezing Moretti's territory. We need your intelligence. To hit them from both sides. You want me to spy on my son's father. I want you to help us stop a war. A war that will turn Seaview City into a battlefield. Reed leaned forward. The cartel doesn't care about collateral damage. If they decide to take out Moretti, they will take out everyone around him, including you and your child. Why should I trust you? We're bound by the law. Moretti isn't bound by anyone. Reed closed the folder. Think about it. Here's my number. If you don't help, watch your own back. Because either way, you're already involved. He left me sitting there with a business card and a few impossible choices. Marcus came that night with documents, a rental contract for Capital City, Upper East Side, near the park, a 3-bedroom, full security. You can move anytime. I haven't decided. Decide now. I've scheduled an appointment for Archie with the best pediatrician for next week. You can't make decisions for me. I'm making decisions to protect my son. You can either be a part of it or fight me and lose. He put down another envelope. The legal counsel contract. Salary. Benefits. All as we discussed. I looked at him. This man, who built an empire on calculation and ruthlessness. But now, he was holding our son, offering me a way out. He looked almost vulnerable, like the man I had first married. I need guarantees. Name them. I retain custody. Joint custody. I have a say in all of Archie's major decisions. Agreed. My work must be legitimate. I won't touch anything dirty. Agreed. If I want to leave, you can't stop me. Marcus's expression hardened. I can't guarantee that. If you're taking Archie somewhere, I can't protect him. No. At least he was honest. Fine. I want to build my own connections. I'm not just your employee. Or Archie's mother. I am still myself. As long as those connections don't endanger Archie's safety. They won't. I signed the papers. I looked at my signature. Pushing everything I had built into the unknown. 2 weeks later, I was back in Capital City, living in Marcus's world. But this time, I had Agent Reed's card hidden in my pocket. I had a plan. A plan Marcus would never discover. I was going to protect Archie. From all angles. Even from the ones his father couldn't anticipate. The apartment. It was beyond my imagination. A penthouse. Overlooking Central Park. Marble countertops. Brand new furniture. But the first thing I noticed were the men. When I took Archie for his checkup, they stood on street corners. Sat in cars. When I took him to the park, they followed behind. Marcus's security. He explained. To protect us. But I knew Marcus's men. They were professional. Efficient. These men. They were different. Cruder. They were watching. Not protecting. I mentioned it to Marcus. He came by at 6 every evening to spend 2 hours with Archie. Tonight, he was teaching Archie to stand. Archie was 9 months old, eager to walk. There were men at the park today. They weren't yours. Marcus's hand stilled. His expression didn't change. Describe them. Hispanic looking. Leather jackets. One had a neck tattoo. They were across the street, staring at us. How many? I saw 3. He picked up Archie. He took out his phone with one hand. Typed quickly. Starting tomorrow. Don't go to that park. The building has a private roof garden. Go there. Marcus, what's wrong? He looked at me. His eyes were calculating, deciding how much to tell me. Remember I mentioned the turf war with the Dinoya cartel. You said it was under control. It was. Before I went to the hospital in Seaview City. I shouldn't have been so public. I broke the rules. His jaw tightened. But my son was dying. I didn't think. I just went. Archie grabbed Marcus's nose. Giggled. Marcus managed a weak smile. The cartel has been watching me. Just like I watched them. When I mobilized my medical team. Chartered a plane. Appeared in a way I haven't in years. They investigated. It didn't take them long to find you. And Archie. I felt a chill run down my spine. They know about him. They know I have a son. Everything has changed. He walked to the window. Before, I was just an obstacle. Now, I have leverage. A weakness they can exploit. So what do? We can't be trapped here. Right. Tomorrow. You're moving to my estate in Westchester. It has full security. Guards I trust with my life. It's my safest location. You want me to live with you. I want my son to be safe. And you too. Whether you like it or not. My phone rang. Sarah. I had been avoiding her. Not knowing how to explain I'd moved back. I let it ring. Your friend is persistent, Marcus said. She's worried about me. I told her I changed jobs. But she knows something's wrong. Then tell her the truth. That my son's father is being hunted by a Mexican cartel. And they might use my son as leverage. I'm sure she'll be reassured. Marcus turned around. I saw something beneath his cold mask. Fear. Or rage. I never wanted you to face this. That's why I hid my life from you. Because once you're in, you become a target. And you're telling me this now. I'm telling you now. Because you have a right to know. Moving to the estate. It's not just a change of address. It's accepting that your life is now tied to mine forever. Archie will grow up behind high walls and surveillance. We don't have the option of normal anymore. I looked at Archie. He was happily chewing on a toy. Oblivious to the danger. I thought of Reed's card. The choices I had made. When do we leave? First thing in the morning. That night. After Marcus left. I called Sarah back. Finally. I was about to drive to Capital City and get you. I'm sorry. Things are complicated. How complicated. Amy, what is going on? I wanted to tell her everything. But the words got stuck in my throat. The more I knew, the more dangerous it was for her. Marcus and we're trying to co-parent. It's messy. I am adjusting. Are you safe? That question. It was heavier than it sounded. Was I safe? I was living in a gilded cage. About to move into a fortress. Because drug lords wanted to hurt my child's father. I'm fine. Archie's fine. I promise. You're a terrible liar. I know. But for now, this is all I can say. She sighed. Okay. But I'm here when you need me. After hanging up, I sat in the dark. Tears streamed down my face. Tomorrow, I would fully enter Marcus's world. Tomorrow, I would become the very thing I had fled 15 months ago. But tomorrow, I could protect my son. That's what mattered most. The next day came quickly. Marcus's men loaded our luggage into black SUVs. I dressed Archie. He was happy, thinking it was an adventure. 45 minutes later, we arrived in Westchester. The estate was hidden behind stone walls. The large gate slid open automatically. The house was huge. Stone and glass. Modern and imposing. It was a fortress disguised as a home. Marcus was waiting on the steps. He opened the car door himself. He lifted Archie out. "Welcome home," he said. I hated those two words. They made my chest ache. The inside of the house was minimalist. But some things were familiar. The painting from the Milan auction. The coffee table we had picked out together. Archie's room is on the second floor. Yours is across the hall. I thought you'd put me on the other side of the house. I want him close to me. And you need to be close to him. His dark eyes met mine. This isn't a prison, Amy. The security is to keep threats out. Not to keep you in. But that afternoon, I saw the cameras. The reinforced doors. The panic buttons disguised as light switches. It was a beautiful prison. The walls were just made of marble. That night, I texted Reed from a burner phone. Moved to Westchester. Moretti's residence. Cartel confirmed surveillance. May have new info soon. He replied instantly. Be careful. You're at the center of the target now. I deleted the message. Destroyed the SIM card. I went to check on Archie. He was sleeping soundly. Surrounded by monitors and guards. I wondered. Was there really a difference between protection and imprisonment? After all, I had changed after 6 weeks in Marcus's fortress. The nightmares started in the second week. Always the same. The man with the tattoo. Taking Archie from his cradle. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. I would always wake up at 3 a.m. in a cold sweat, staring at the monitor. Until dawn. Marcus found me. Curled up on the floor outside Archie's door. How long have you been sitting here? I jumped. I don't know. An hour. He squatted beside me. He wasn't asleep yet. Always working. Always dealing with threats I couldn't see. Having that dream again. I had mentioned the nightmare once. He actually remembered. It's too real. I can see their faces. Hear Archie cry. Get up. He offered his hand. You can't sleep in the hallway. I can't sleep. Then let's go somewhere more comfortable. To not sleep. I let him pull me up. We went to his study. It smelled of him. Cedar. Leather. And memories. He poured 2 glasses of whiskey. Handed one to me. I took a sip. Letting the burn chase away the fear. It's getting worse, I admitted. I watch him all day. Every sound makes me jump. I know it's not rational. The security here. It's not irrational. It's a survival instinct. Marcus sat across from me. You witnessed a threat. Your brain is protecting Archie. It's normal. Normal would be sleeping through the night. The moment you entered my world, normal died. The bitterness in his voice. It surprised me. I looked at him. There was exhaustion in his eyes. His shoulders were never relaxed. Do you have nightmares too? Every night for the past 20 years. About what? He swirled the amber liquid in his glass. About the things I've done. The people I've hurt. The choices I can't undo. He looked up. About losing the few things I care about. The air grew thick. This was the real Marcus. The one under the mask. Vulnerable. Real. Human. Why did you push me away back then? The words tumbled out. During our marriage. Why didn't you let me in? Because letting you in was making you a target. Any vulnerability I showed could be used against us. He leaned forward. My father taught me early on. In my world, love is a weakness. Family is a liability. Whatever you care about. You've given your enemy ammunition. But you have Archie now. You obviously care about him. And what happened? The cartel found him in a few weeks. If I had kept my distance, kept you hidden, they would never have known. His jaw tightened. I let emotion override strategy. I proved my father right. You are not your father. No. I'm worse. Because I knew better. And still couldn't stay away. Archie's cry broke the silence. I stood up. Wanting to escape this heavy gaze. I'll go. Let me. Marcus was already out the door. I followed him. I watched him pick up his son. So gently. Archie was starting to pull himself up on things. Wobbly. Hey, little man. Bad dream. Marcus rocked him. Archie quieted immediately. Your mom has them too. Must be genetic. It's trauma, not genetics. In our family, it's the same thing. I couldn't argue. Marcus's world. It was violence. And Archie was now a part of it. The following weeks, I buried myself in work. Marcus's legal counsel. It was real work. Legitimate. Import-export contracts. I worked. I watched Archie. And at the same time, I continued to feed information to Agent Reed. Conversations I overheard. Marcus's schedules. About territory and shipments. No direct evidence. but enough for the FBI to build a case against the cartel. The guilt consumed me. Every time Marcus was kind to me, patient with Archie. Every time I caught him looking at us with that almost content expression. One afternoon, Marcus found me in the study. Archie had just taken 3 steps and fallen, and applauded himself. He's walking early. 9 months. Just like his father. Marcus picked Archie up, tossed him in the air. Archie shrieked with laughter. The sound filled the fortress, making it feel like a home. I was thinking, Marcus said, about the guarantee you mentioned. I remember. I can't guarantee safety. I can't guarantee normal. But I can guarantee honesty. He put Archie down. Between us, no more secrets. You ask anything, I'll tell you the truth. Any question. Any question. I tested him. How many people have you killed? Directly, 3. Indirectly ordered. I stopped counting after 20. The confession. It should have terrified me. Instead, I felt a sense of relief. He was finally being honest. Do you regret it? Some. Not all. My world. It doesn't allow for regret. What about us? Do you regret our marriage? His gaze locked with mine. I regret how I handled it. I regret pushing you away, instead of trusting you. But marrying you? He shook his head. That was the only right thing I did. In the last 10 years. My breath caught. Archie fell. Marcus caught him steadily. Time for a nap, little troublemaker. I followed them upstairs. I watched him expertly bathe Archie. Tell him a story. After Archie was asleep, I went back to my room. I called Sarah. On the encrypted phone Marcus had given me. How's the gilded cage? Sarah asked. It's complicated. You've been saying complicated for 6 weeks. I need more. I told her everything. The cartel. The threat. Marcus's world. And Agent Reed. My betrayal. Amy, this is insane. You have to get out. I can't. Archie is safest here. Is he? Or are you just falling for Marcus all over again? The accusation. It stung. Because it was true. I was falling. He had started falling the night at the hospital. He's different. Maybe he's just letting you see the part he hid. It doesn't mean the danger is gone. I know what I'm doing. Do you really? You're playing both sides. Someone is going to find out. And being caught between the FBI and a mob boss. It doesn't end well. After hanging up, I sat in the dark. Sarah was right. I was playing a game I couldn't win. A knock on the door. Come in. Marcus entered. Are you okay? What's the definition of okay? He came and sat on the edge of my bed. Very close. Talk to me. About what? That I'm scared for Archie every second. That I don't know if staying here is protecting him or endangering him. That every time you're kind to me, I remember why I loved you. And then hate myself for being weak. The words poured out, uncontrolled. Marcus's hand Found mine in the dark. Warm and firm. You're not weak. You're the strongest person I know. You left me. You raised our son alone. You survived in a world that tried to break you. I turned to look at him. His face was so close. His hand moved to my chin. I never stopped loving you, Amy. Even when I pushed you away. Even when I was my worst self. I never stopped. Marcus. He kissed me. Tentative. Asking. Not taking. I responded. Sinking into his familiar taste. It felt like coming home. And like jumping off a cliff. When we broke apart, we were both breathing heavily. Reality flooded back. We can't. This is too complicated. We've always been complicated. That never stopped us. Archie's cry came through the monitor. Marcus stood up. His vulnerability vanished. I'll check on him. After he left, I touched my lips. Still feeling his warmth. I didn't know how much longer I could keep up this act. 3 days later, the drone appeared. A small black dot. Hovering over the estate. I saw it from Archie's window. The estate went on lockdown immediately. More guards appeared. The place went from a fortress to a bunker. They're testing our response, Marcus said in the surveillance room. 47 cameras. Covering the entire property. They're looking for weaknesses. Counting our men. The cartel. Who else? They've been quiet for weeks. I knew they were planning something. He zoomed in on the north gate. There were tire tracks. I have to meet with them now. Negotiate. Before a war breaks out. That's insane. It could be a trap. Of course it's a trap. The question is, can I turn it back on them? The next week, Marcus prepared. He met with his most trusted men. Speaking in Italian I couldn't understand. Discussing strategies. I helped in the only way I could. His legitimate businesses. I reviewed all contracts. Found loopholes. Protected him from crossing any lines. You're good at this, Marcus said one night. We were in the study. Archie was asleep by the fireplace. Better than my high-paid lawyers. Because I actually care. If you go to prison, do you care? He looked up. The light reflected in his eyes. I care that Archie has a father. The rest. It's complicated. Between us. It's always complicated. After that kiss, we had been avoiding each other. Keeping our distance. But the air was thick with tension. Agent Reed had been pressuring me. The FBI knew about the upcoming meeting. They wanted the location. The time. I had been stalling. Marcus hadn't told me the details. But I could ask. I could use the trust he had just started to build. To get what Reed wanted. I couldn't do it. I was thinking, Marcus said. What if the meeting doesn't go well? Don't say that. Amy, we have to be realistic. They want me dead. Or weakened. I have to end this. I can't have Archie growing up in a war zone. He stood up. He squatted in front of me. But if something happens to me, I need to know that you and Archie will be protected. Nothing will happen. Maybe. But I never go into a fight unprepared. He produced a folder. He handed it to me. Legal documents. Full custody to you. Archie's trust fund. Account access. And instructions for my second in command. About protecting you. My hands were shaking. He had thought of every possibility. Except the one. That I couldn't imagine him not being here. Marcus. You don't have to. I have to. Tomorrow. I'm meeting the cartel. I'm walking into a trap. Tonight. I have to make sure my son is safe. Archie woke up. Marcus automatically went to him. He picked him up. Archie smiled. Pure joy. It pierced me. Hey, troublemaker. Did we wake you? He rocked him. I was scared. Scared that Marcus wouldn't come back tomorrow. Stay. I heard myself say. Tonight. Stay with us. Marcus's gaze went over Archie's head. To me. Amy. I don't want to be alone tonight. And I don't want you to be alone. Whatever happens tomorrow. Tonight. We should be together. He nodded slowly. Okay. We took Archie upstairs together. Bath. Story. After Archie was asleep. Marcus stood by the bed. Watching him for a long time. I never thought I would have this, he said. A home. A reason to survive. You have it now. Do I? He turned to me. His hands cupped my face. I thought you were just tolerating me. For Archie. No. Then what is it? Amy. What are we? I couldn't avoid the question anymore. I'm falling in love with you again, I admitted. Maybe I never stopped. And it scares me. Because I know your world. And what it costs. But you're still here. Because the cost of not loving you is higher. Marcus kissed me. Deeply. Demanding. Filled with everything that had been suppressed. I melted into his arms. Not here, I gasped. Archie, let's go to my room. We almost ran to my room. Closed the door. Locked it. We came together frantically. As if we knew how fragile this moment was. Afterwards. I lay in his arms. Listening to his heartbeat. I felt the weight of my betrayal. Agent Reed. My intelligence. I have to tell you something, I started. Tomorrow. Marcus's arm tightened around me. Whatever it is. It can wait until tomorrow. Tonight. Don't spoil it. Just us. I fell silent. I let him hold me. Praying that tomorrow wouldn't destroy everything. Marcus left before dawn. When I woke up, his side of the bed was empty. Only a note remained. Taking care of business. Home for dinner. I promise. That promise. It felt so fragile. I was on edge all day. Trying to act normal in front of Archie. By noon. I couldn't take it anymore. I took out the burner phone. I texted Reed. Meeting in progress. Newark Industrial Zone. Warehouse. Cartel and Moretti. Right now. He replied instantly. FBI is in position. We've been watching it for a while. Stay put. Don't move. Let us handle it. But I couldn't just sit there. It was a trap. I could feel it. The cartel had been too quiet. They wanted him dead. The call came at 1:15 p.m. Not Marcus. One of his men. His voice was tense. Mrs. Moretti. Something's wrong. The boss is hurt. We're bringing him back. Get ready. My vision narrowed. How bad? Gunshot wound. In the shoulder. He's conscious. But needs medical attention. 20 minutes out. I moved mechanically. I called Marcus's private doctor. Told him to come immediately. I cleared the dining table. Prepared towels and medical supplies. I had the bodyguards take Archie upstairs. Then I called Reed. Marcus is hurt. It was an ambush. Your men need to move now. Before the cartel disappears. We're moving. We have multiple arrests. Amy, you did the right thing. This intel. I don't care. Just make sure they can't hurt him again. I hung up. I stood at the window. And waited. The black SUV screeched to a halt. Men poured out. Supporting someone. Marcus. His shirt was soaked in blood. His face was pale. But his eyes were determined. He saw me. His expression cracked slightly. I kept my promise, he said hoarsely. I'm home. The next 4 weeks were about recovery and truth. The doctor removed the bullet. Stitched him up. No hospital. No report. Agent Reed called 3 days later. The FBI had arrested 7 cartel leaders. In a simultaneous raid across 3 states. The timing was perfect. Your cooperation was crucial, Reed said. We couldn't have done it without you. I didn't do it for you. I did it to protect my family. I know. But the result is the same. The cartel's East Coast operation is crippled. They won't be coming after Moretti for a while. After hanging up, I sat in the study. I had betrayed him. Used his trust. And in a twisted way, saved him. Marcus found me an hour later. His arm was in a sling. You should be resting. I've been resting for 3 days. I'm going crazy. He sat across from me. Took a breath. We need to talk. My heart sank. About what? About the FBI. And how they knew when and where to move. The timing was too perfect. His dark eyes locked on me. About Agent Thomas Reed. The floor was spinning. Marcus. I've known for 2 weeks. My guys. Saw you with him in Cambridge. I looked him up. FBI organized crime. I figured out what you were doing pretty quickly. Fear washed over me. Why didn't you? Because I needed to know first. If you were trying to destroy me. Or protect Archie. He leaned forward slowly. The intelligence you gave. It was all about the cartel. Not me. You never betrayed my legitimate businesses. I was just trying to help. The cartel was hunting us. The FBI had resources you didn't. I thought. You thought. You could play both sides. And protect our son. Marcus's expression softened. You were right. Reed's arrests cleared out everyone who wanted me dead. Their organization is in chaos. They won't be a threat. 4 years. You're not angry. I was furious. You lied to me. You betrayed me. You worked with the FBI. He paused. But I also understand. You saw a path I couldn't take. My pride would never let me cooperate with the FBI. You made a hard choice. For Archie. I stood up. I should have told you. I should have trusted you. Yes. Marcus stood up too. He came to me. But I also should have trusted you sooner. In our marriage. We were both wrong. He pulled me into a hug with his good arm. I could feel his heartbeat. He was alive. The doctor said. You'll make a full recovery, I whispered. I always do. I'm too stubborn. Don't joke. I'm not joking. I'm making a promise. He lifted my chin. I can't promise there won't be danger. I can't promise my world will be safe. But I can promise. I will always fight. To come home. To you and Archie. Because I can't lose you again. I was such a fool. To leave you. You were brave. You had a line. And I didn't respect it. But we're different now. I've changed. You've seen the worst of me. And you're still here. I'm here. Because I love you. Because watching you walk out that door, not knowing if you'd come back, was the scariest thing I've ever been through. I'd rather be in danger with you than be safe and alone. He kissed me. Deeply. Full of promises. When we broke apart, I saw an expression on his face I had never seen before. It was partnership. Respect. Trust earned through fire and blood. Reed wants me to testify, I said. Will you? Only if you agree. Only if it doesn't put us in more danger. Marcus thought for a moment. Testify. Help them nail the case shut. The more cartel members in prison, the safer Archie is. I'll double the security during the trial. You're really okay with me working with the FBI? I'm okay with you doing whatever it takes to protect our family, even if it means working with people I hate. He smiled. Besides, having a contact in the FBI might be useful someday, as long as they know their place. In the following weeks, Marcus recovered. Life found a new balance. The cartel leaders were locked up. Marcus's legitimate businesses were thriving. I continued my legal work. We weren't normal. We never would be. But we were together. We were safe. And that was more than anything. One night, I found Marcus in Archie's room, watching him sleep. Archie was almost 11 months old. Running everywhere. Fearless like his father. What are you thinking about? About how close this all came to being gone. How I almost lost you both. Because of my pride. Marcus took my hand. I'm thinking. How lucky I am. That you gave me a second chance. We gave each other a second chance. He pulled me into his arms. We stood together. Watching our son. Two people who had built something worth protecting. Out of the wreckage. 3 months later. I was in the legal department of Moretti Imports. Reviewing shipping documents from Milan. This was my office. On the 3rd floor of the Manhattan headquarters. We had remarried 6 weeks ago. A small ceremony at the estate. Sarah was my only bridesmaid. She had come to see Marcus. And she had admitted. He's not what I expected. He's still dangerous. But the way he looks at you, Amy. That's real. I know. Are you sure? I'm more sure than I've ever been. Now I picked up the phone. Smiling. I knew who it was. I'm coming to take you to lunch, Marcus said. Archie has something to show you. He's only 14 months. What could it be? You'll see when you get home. Home. The word. It had a new meaning. Home was where Marcus and Archie were. The family we had rebuilt from the ashes. I found them in the garden. Archie was in a thick coat. Like a little astronaut. Marcus was teaching him to kick a ball. Archie kicked it. And giggled. Again. Marcus retrieved the ball. Kick it like this. Archie kicked it crooked again. He waddled after it. He's going to be trouble, I said. He already is. Marcus stood up. He pulled me to his side. His shoulder was fully healed. Only a scar remained. But he's ours. Archie ran over. Wanting to be picked up. I lifted him. Even though my belly was already showing. I was 4 months pregnant. You're getting so big, I kissed him. You'll have a little brother or sister soon. To teach how to kick a ball. Baby, Archie patted my stomach. This pregnancy. It was completely different. Planned. Celebrated. Shared. Marcus came with me to every appointment. We watched the ultrasounds together. The man who once thought family was a weakness. He now understood. It was strength. A reason worth fighting for. Reed had closed his case 2 months ago. He offered me a consulting position with the FBI. I declined. I was done with secrets. Marcus and I. We had built something stronger. Based on honesty. No matter how brutal. Do you have any regrets? I asked him. About letting me back in. Taking the risk. Every day, he said, a smile on his face. I regret every second we wasted. In our first marriage. I regret every decision I made. Out of fear instead of love. I regret every day I missed. With Archie. His hand moved to my face. But regretting what I have now. Not for a second. The baby kicked. Marcus felt it too. A look of wonder crossed his face. Let's go inside, I said. It's getting cold. You can tell Archie a story. The one about the brave knight. He likes that one. Because the knight is like you. In the story, the knight always wins. Reality isn't that simple. No, I held Archie. But we're still here. We're still together. And that's enough. Inside the house. The former fortress was now a home. Archie was asleep. His small hand clutching Marcus's finger. Sarah called. How's Married Life, version 2? Better than the original, I admitted. More real. Are you happy? Not just surviving, but happy. I looked at Marcus. He was assembling a crib for our second child. I'm happy, I said, and I meant it. After hanging up, Marcus came and held me. I love you, he whispered. I don't say it enough. But I love you. More than I ever thought I could. I know. I love you too. It started to snow outside. Tomorrow, there would be new challenges. But tonight, we had each other. The truth. And love. My phone rang. It was work. Marcus's phone rang too. He would deal with it tomorrow. Upstairs, Archie turned over in his sleep. The baby kicked me again. This was our life. Complicated. Dangerous. Imperfect. But it was ours. And I wouldn't trade it for any safety without him.